Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rosaline Katabay. So, we are now in Chapter 5, The Ends of Human Act. The objectives of this discussion are first, to understand the meaning of end, second, is to identify the kinds of end, and lastly, to know the actions and motivation that describes human activity. Man does not act aimlessly. His every action is done for a purpose. The purpose of human act is significant because it defines the nature of an act and reveals the moral judgment of the doer. We mean here by end the purpose for which a thing exists. The end of an act is the purpose for which that act is done. For instance, some may read a certain book for pleasure, others for instruction, others again to practice obedience. The act is the same, but the ends are various. So let us now define the meaning of end. When we say end, it is the purpose or goal of an act. It is either the end of the act itself or the end of the doer. When we say the end of the act is the natural termination for completion of an activity, say for example, the end of eating is nourishment, the end of reading is comprehension, the end of the game of basketball is scoring a goal, and the end of talking is communication. Meanwhile, the end of the doer is the motive or reason why a person performs an act. A person, for example, eats either to appease hunger or to indulge his appetite. A housewife saves money because she wants to buy an appliance or to pay for a vacation. A person thinks first of a purpose before acting. When the purpose is accomplished, the person ceases to act. Hence, the motive is said to be first in intention but last in execution. Actions are means for fulfilling a person's wishes or intentions. So here are the kinds of end. The end of the doer is either proximate or remote, and intermediate or ultimate. The proximate end is the purpose which the doer wishes to accomplish immediately. The remote end is the purpose which the doer wishes to accomplish sometime later. For example, the proximate end of eating is the satisfaction of hunger, and its remote end is the promotion of one's health. The intermediate end is that which is sought as means for obtaining another thing. The ultimate end is that which is desired for its own sake. The intermediate end may either lead to another intermediate or to an ultimate end. The ultimate end completes an act and stops further activity. Now, let us know the action and motivation of a human activity. Number one is every action is performed for the sake of a definite end or purpose. Man is a motivated animal. For him to act, he must first have a motive. Some motives are modest and inconsequential, and some are significant and important. Number two is every action is intended towards an ultimate end. Every action is a move to accomplish something. The concept of action implies an ultimate end, which would satisfy the need of the doer. No sane person would take a bus without wanting to go someplace. Every traveler has a final destination. And then lastly, every doer moves himself towards an end which he thinks suitable to him. Man does not wish anything except that which is beneficial or suitable to him. Hence, every human act is a tendency towards what is good because only what is good is suitable to man. The end as good. Man acts in order to obtain something good to himself. Therefore, the concept of good is synonymous to that of end or purpose. Man does not desire evil for its own sake. Only what is good could be the end or purpose of an act, either the ultimate end or the intermediate end. Aristotle defines good as anything which fits or suits a function. In a higher level, actions are good when they fit the moral integrity of a person. Those acts which fit human nature are said to be good, and they are makatao. Those acts which are unfit to human nature are evil. They are hindi makatao. Aristotle teaches that because it is the soul which constitutes the essentiality of rational nature, the good that truly fits man is that which fits the function of the soul. As for my reflection, every human act is done for an end. For a human act is an act of the will, and the will cannot act unless the intellect proposes to it something to which it may tend, something good. The will is only another name for the rational appetite, that is, the power of tending to a good which the intellect proposes to it. The good intended is the end of the act. Hence, every act is done for an end. It may be conceived as a good in itself, worth tending to for its own sake, or as a means conductive to some other good. So that is all. Thank you for listening.